We're going live now. Fantastic. Welcome to Dog Hugs, you guys. And come on, Spider. Let's do the right opening here. As you can see, we've got our special guest coming up, Stefanie Strackbein, who we'll introduce you to in a little bit. Robbie, how are you doing today? You know what? Things are going so hectic this morning. I haven't even turned on the studio lights. Come on, Spider.
Oh my gosh. I was wondering about the curtain in the back, and then I forgot you're in the laundry lounge now.
I am in the laundry lounge, but I haven't turned on the lights. So talk to us, and while I get the lights turned on here.
Well, you know, I wish it wasn't such perfect timing, but I came home from watching the grandbaby Atlas, and I had forgotten to close and lock our food cupboard with his baby food. So I came home to 4 plastic bowls that once held baby food, and now were plastic bowls scattered around the house. So I'm gonna kind of ask Stefanie if there's something that maybe I could use those bowls for now that they have been thoroughly licked clean by the dogs after they ate the baby food. And I know Stefanie says you can use, you know, stuff from all around your house. So let's hope I can use those bowls that were scattered all around the house.
Yeah. Stefanie Strackbein, as you know, is a wizard when it comes to turning problem behaviors into enrichment opportunities.
Yep.
Yeah.
And mine obviously needed to be enriched.
For example, you know, she's the one who cued me on about this thing, so which I was, you may have seen me just setting it up and getting Spider to get going, because she's gonna talk to us about, she gave me this idea and she's gonna show us lots more of ideas that we can all do at home as well.
And yesterday that kept Spider entertained for so long.
Yes. All right, let's.
Oh, can't hear you. I can't hear. Oh, hello. So we're having technical difficulties, but right now Larry is trying to see what he can do so that he can talk to us again. Spider is back using, I guess, a prop or something that Stefanie, who is our guest today, told him what to do. I'm going to ask Stefanie how to make the most of the empty baby food bowls that my dogs ended up chewing today, because my dogs obviously need to be more enriched than the food puzzle toys and the dog bones filled with peanut butter that I left for them today. And Larry, I still can't hear you. Oh no. I think it's going to be me running the show today, everybody. Well, if we have anybody that's watching us today, I know we always ask where everybody came from. So instead of asking that today, let us know in the comments what kind of pets you have. Do you have dogs, cats, ferrets, sheep, chicken, goats, anything? We would love to know. And if you have dogs, we would also love it if you could share a photo of your dogs over on the Positively Woof Facebook page. Oh, so Larry is, I don't know, I'm seeing closed caption right now. I don't know what's going on. So share a photo of your dog over on our Facebook page. We do supermodels of the day, and at the end of the week, we also crown a supermodel of the week. It's the dog who has received the most likes, comments, and shares. And we also have a page that we call Crimeless Cat, and I'll put a link in the comments, where we name a cat supermodel of the week. So we're always looking for beautiful cat photos. Share a photo, share your cat's name, and he or she could be crowned the supermodel of the week. And if anybody has a fantastic, rescue story to share with us. We always like featuring people who have adopted cats and dogs, rescued cats and dogs, and it could be anything from adopting a cat or dog from a shelter to finding a cat or dog on the street and taking it home and caring for it, or even being a foster fail. We call them foster successes, not foster fails. And I see Rachel is typing something to us, but I can't quite read it. So I am really running out of things to say. And I know Larry has left the building right now, so I'm hoping he's going to come back so that we can see him and Spider. They're actually working on a challenge with Chris and Suhei Parandi. They challenged him to teach Spider a lot of, I guess, different tricks. A lot of it seems like agility. So he's got to do weave pulls. Yesterday, he was jumping over bars and rails. I'm not really sure the correct term for that, but he was doing pretty well yesterday. Thank you, Marcia, for saying that you love us, guys. Right now, it's just me, and I'm trying to fill space. Larry has left the building. He lost his sound, so we're waiting to see when he comes back and what's going on. We do have a guest coming up, Stefanie Strackbein, and she is going to be showing us what she does with the dogs that come to her daycare. She calls them students, and hold on, Larry is calling me. Hello, Larry. Oh, yes, right now it's just me, full screen. Oh my gosh. Okay, I will let everybody know. Thanks. So Larry had a major computer crash, so he is now logging back in, and he'll be rejoining us. That's why you've got me full screen right now. Kind of. I think it was Monday. Chris, I wasn't here Monday with you and Suhei because we had no electricity, or we were having brownouts because of 70-mile-an-hour winds. Thank you, Marcia, for saying I'm doing a good job, because now I'm just sitting here kind of rambling. So, well, Chris, I will be there Monday because I am really anxious to see how Spider ends up meeting the challenge. We got to see a little bit yesterday with him doing the jumping the poles. I don't know what that's called. So we got to see that a little bit yesterday. And let's see. Chris, I am holding up well in the pandemic, I guess. We're not going anywhere, obviously, very much. We just kind of stay home with the dogs. Oh, weave poles. But he was jumping over something yesterday. I don't know what those are called. They were like two poles with it wasn't weave poles yet. I don't know what it was called, Larry, when Spider was jumping yesterday.
Can you see me?
Yes, I see you and I hear you.
I am back.
Thank
Sorry
you.
about that, you guys. Welcome to live TV or live streaming. This is
Chris.
Crazy. And I see Chris is there. He's going, "What's your day like?" Well,
Chris wants to know how I am on toilet paper. We are pretty well stocked. So if you need any, if that's why you're asking, Chris, give me your address after the show and I can drop you a couple in the mail.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, well, thank you.
I see that somebody had told us they have 4 dogs. Bambi has 4 dogs. 2 Chihuahuas, Rocky and Bitsy, a Chiweenie named Ariel, and a Pomchi named Teddy.
Oh my!
All rescues. Oh, we love that you have that.
Quite
Bambi, share their photos on our Facebook page so that they could be dogs of the day. And Larry, I have been talking. I'm glad you're back. So,
You are doing a great job, Robbie. I'm so grateful for you.
I'm glad that Chris jumped in, so he's asking me a few questions. And since Chris is here, all right, Larry, let us know, how is Spider doing in the challenge?
Oh my. Okay. Now
You're on the
here we
spot
go.
now that Chris is
Here we
here.
go, Chris and everybody else. If you guys were watching the show on Monday, you saw Chris and Suhey Parandi challenge Spider and me to a contest to see how fast we could do. Chris, was it called the Stunt Dog Challenge, the Stunt Dog Triathlon? I can't remember. But anyhow, it has a lot of different events in it, and I'm going to show you, the ones, first of all, that Spider already knows, and then the ones that we're learning this week in order to show you guys next Monday how this is all going to go down. So here it is, the 3-minute agility training tip for the tunnel, the dog agility tunnel.
Ready? Spider, go! Attaboy, good job. Spider, go, tunnel. Attaboy. So this is very hard for a dog to go into darkness where he can't see and then come out the other way. So that takes some getting used to be able to do. We don't start with it all the way like this, bent this far. In fact, even in competition, it's not bent nearly this far. So we actually start with the tunnel all scrunched up. These are sandbags that keep the ends of the tunnel weighted down. You can use bungee cord and ropes if you're doing it on grass. You can stake it into the grass, and this keeps the tunnel from shifting around. I've got a bungee cord with sandbags right here. I'm going to keep that going. So you start with it all scrunched up. Okay, Spider. Very good. So that dog can see all the way through. It's really easy to see. You start with it by luring. Pretty good. You can even drop treats inside of the tunnel to make it really easy so the dog gets really used to being inside the tunnel. It sees it as a fun place, not a scary, dark place at all. At least it's worth exploring. So I'm now reaching all the way through and luring Spider, giving the treat. Go back and forth. You want to train this in both directions. I like to train them going in opposite directions, one side to the other. And then little by little, you make the trail become longer in a straight line. So you can still see from one end to the other. Very good. And luring. Now, once your dog has that going, and you extended the tunnel out all the way, now it's time to start adding the bend. So you don't do it all at first, just a little bend. So you can still see to the other side, and it's slightly obscure. Let's try to keep it up. I'm bending a little bit more. Now it's starting to be obscured a little bit. And you can't quite see where to go. You may want to reach all the way in and lure. And you can even climb inside yourself to lure through. And then little by little, adding more and more. That's right, buddy. You want to perch on top of the tunnel, buddy? Jump. Some people like to drop treats inside the tunnel. You'll get it. Attaboy. Now come on and through. Good job, buddy. Oh, you lost a treat in there? No treat left behind. So then eventually, it's extended out to a 45-degree angle. I'm going to do it even more so that you can see what's going on here. Yeah, he's still looking for the treats. Attaboy. Come on, buddy. All the way around. Come. See you later, Spider. All right, brother. When Spider finishes finding his treat, he will come out, and that's the tunnel.
So that's a real preview of what we're going to show next Monday. Throughout the week, I'll show you the other things that I'm training with Spider, and we'll get ready to go.
How many are there in total?
Oh gosh, Chris, how many events are there total? It's the weave poles, jumping through a tire, the hoop of fire, I should say, the tunnel, jumping over a bar jump, which we showed you the other day. Hey,
Oh, that's what that was. Okay.
Good to see you, buddy. Going around the barrel, going over another jump, going through the tunnel again, and then catching a Frisbee. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You've got your work cut out for you.
And it's like Chris and Suhei and their dogs, they can do this thing in like under 30 seconds. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
I might be able to do it under 30 minutes. You know? Well, hi, Bailey. Great to see you again. You know what? We've been going on so long with my computer glitches. I think it's time to bring on today's special guest.
It is.
Really excited to share with you Stefanie Strackbein. She's the dog enrichment and behavior wizard. So without further ado, let's bring on Steph right now. Hello there, Stefanie. We got some dogs going on there.
We do. Hi, guys. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Kind of died on me.
Yeah. Steph, what's that right there that you've got in the background with those dogs?
We've got a bottle pool. We've got Renee and Aria working in that. It's a great nose work activity.
It's kind of like it's like spiders
in the pool. This is a good one for puppies or timid dogs because it gives them exposure to things that look funny, feel funny, sound funny. Good job, May. Good job,
yeah. May. Well, that is a great one, and it helps other dogs to learn how to get along with each other, to socialize. So,
all right. Sorry about this. We're going to flip around here.
You're located in Phoenix. Okay. You're located in Phoenix right now. Can you hear me okay?
All right. I'm having some technical difficulties of my own, guys.
Can you hear us?
Just barely. Sorry about that. Things were so smooth until a few seconds ago.
Can you hear us?
All right.
Yeah,
well, can you hear me?
That's how it always goes, you know.
Okay.
That's okay. Well, I can see your hair and I can hear you just fine.
Great.
I can help narrate. Stefanie Strackbein is in Phoenix, Arizona, and she runs What Dogs Want. And Steph, can you hear us now?
I can hear you a little bit. I've got John trying to work on my earphones for me.
Okay. Thank you, John, for filming. Why is enrichment important, especially during these times of COVID and technical glitches?
I know, right? Well, enrichment isn't just important, it's crucial for dogs because they have done studies that show that dogs that live in stale environments can actually change the structure of their brain and their brain cells shrink. And this is for adult dogs. If they are brought into more stimulating environments, and within 3 weeks, they can gain those brain cells back. So that just goes to show you how important it is to have mental enrichment in your life. Social.
Steph, your audio is coming in and out. It might be how you're turning toward or away from the mic. I'm not sure.
All right. Do you want me to step out and is it better?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay. Can you see the dogs?
Sure can.
Okay, yeah, perfect. At least there's something fun for you to see.
Yeah, that's really great, Steph.
Okay, so
we heard a little bit about dog enrichment and why it's important right now. And you're still able to operate your business, at least right now during the COVID lockdown, and your school bus. I love the school bus. Can you tell folks about your school bus?
yeah, so it started just as a convenience for folks who wanted their dogs to come to the school. And it has turned out to be such a great tool because the dogs have to learn impulse control. They're not allowed to bark or jump at windows or react to people on the street. And we do that through a lot of positive reinforcement, lots of verbal feedback when they're sitting politely. Yes, good boy. Yes, good girl. And giving them intermittent treats. And they also learn to sit next to other dogs. So they're learning polite behavior around other dogs, learning to share space. And it's just really freaking cute. So it's a cool thing the parents love. So we're probably going to need another bus soon because we do have some people that bring their dogs here. But I think more and more the people are finding value in having us come pick up and take home the dogs. And then they also learn how to ride nicely in a car. So when they're riding with their parents, everyone's so impressed that their dogs are sitting nicely and able to drive to Oregon without any issues. So it's turned out to be a huge benefit behaviorally and for enrichment too. We play games at stoplights, so we have a good time with it.
I love how you refer to your dogs as students. Oh, can you hear us? Oh, I think Steph froze there. Wow, it is one of those. Yeah, can we hear Steph now or not so much?
I can't.
Okay.
So Larry, if you don't mind, so
Yeah.
that's pretty much I'm just talking all day today. I honestly love the sound of my own voice. So I interviewed Steph earlier in the week for an article that I'm writing. And what I really liked, I liked the bus idea, but I think she's back. So we'll let her talk.
I'm back.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I missed what you said.
That's okay. It's one of those days. We got the gremlin-itis today.
I think so.
I'm glad you're a pro. Thanks for going with this. Actually, Robbie, you had a challenge with the whole baby food thing. What and Steph, before the show, you were starting to explain an idea that you had for Robbie to turn that problem into a benefit.
Yeah, and I know we were talking earlier, and I like what Steph does with being able to use just household items. Like you were saying, she gave me an idea on what to do with these chewed up dog bowl or the baby food bowls that the dogs had gotten into while I was gone. And I like that she gives ideas of stuff you have in your house, especially now that we can't leave our houses to go and buy different dog puzzle toys or things. But I think Steph is back now. I see movement, so maybe we can hear her.
Hey, Steph, is there something that you want to say about what Robbie was saying, or still working on it? All right, it's just one of those things. Oh, and you know what? To make matters worse, and I am not going to move the camera around because that's how my computer glitched out last time. But Spider is already totally complete with his box of towels, and so I'm going to go to fill it up again.
So what Steph told me to do with these empty baby food bowls, which are about that big around, and they're see-through and they're pretty thin. So she said to take them, turn them upside down, and lay them on a towel with a piece or two of kibble underneath, and then kind of scatter them around the house, and then my dogs can, figure out how to get the food out from underneath the bowl. And then once they get good with that, to make it a little bit harder, take the towel out and put the bowl like on a linoleum floor or a smooth surface, because then it's harder for them to do. So yes. I like that.
You're back with us. Can you hear us now?
All right, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, that is
Yeah.
great.
Ah!
That- Robbie was just sharing the idea that you shared with her earlier.
Oh, okay, with the baby food jars.
Yeah, she was turning my
Exactly.
lemons into lemonade.
Well, there's nothing you cannot turn into a dog game, I am convinced. So with the baby food jars, I would first lay them out on the floor with
Mhm.
the opening up and put treats in so they can get used
okay.
to pulling treats out of the jar. And then once they are comfortable working with those, I would put treats on the floor, then flip the jar over on top of the treats and let them figure out how to get the treats out from underneath the jar.
Okay.
So start there. You can also put some scented items in the jars, things that are obviously dog friendly, and hide them around the house and use it as a nose work game where they have to try to track down these little jars of smells.
Okay. Like, I mean, what kind of smells would a dog like? I mean, would I be putting meat in there or what would I be putting?
Well, you could, but then they might try to devour the entire
That's
jar.
my thought. It's
Yeah, I would go lavender, cinnamon, basil,
okay.
Robbie.
vanilla. Yeah, and cotton balls soaked with any of those oils are good.
Okay.
So that can be a fun nosework game. And nosework's great because it helps dogs build their focus, their impulse control, and it tires them out because it uses a lot of brain cells. So nosework is always
Okay.
good.
So that's probably something I should try to do when I leave the house, even though I'm going to try to remember to lock up the baby food cupboard next time. So,
If you think they can do that unsupervised, I'm a big fan of working with your dog because then it improves your
okay.
bond that you have together too.
Oh, that's a great idea.
So I always try to find games that you can do with your dog that are fun for both of you. There's certainly games you can do and leave your dog with, like the snuffle mats are great for that. This right here that I'm trying to show, it's a holy ball and we've tied strips of material around the outside of it. Then you can shove some treats in there and the dog has to work to try to get the treats out. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so forgive me if it looks not that pretty. But here, buddy, can you try to get
You're
that?
doing a great job, especially given all our glitches today.
Well, we've learned when you work with dogs, you just have to go for it, With whoever comes along, you just keep going. There you go. So they're trying to get the treats out of there. You don't have
That
to
is
suspend it. There you go, guys. But that's a fun one that you could do while you're out of the house if you have one dog. I wouldn't leave a group of dogs working on something like this unsupervised.
Oh, true.
But
Steph, can you talk about your Game of the Month club?
yeah, absolutely. So we just came up with that with the start of the self-quarantines because I had people messaging me all the time that they didn't know what to do with their dogs, or they would see one of my games on Instagram and not know exactly how to tailor it for their dog's skill set or personality. So we came up with the Game of the Month Club, and every month I will send you detailed written and video instruction of a particular game. All of them are chosen because you can use materials around your house. You don't need to buy anything fancy. These are not expensive props or anything like that. And then you also have access to me. So along with the directions, if you have any questions about how to change up the game for your dog, if you want ideas on how to make it more challenging, you can have immediate access to me via email, text, phone call, and I can help you work through it for your dog.
Wow, that is so cool.
Those are really fantastic. Steph, I know you work very closely with shelters and how important that is to how you walk in the world. Is there a shelter or two today you'd love to give a shout out to?
I would love to give a shout out to the Love Pup Foundation. I do work with them, and we have a couple of dogs that now live with us that were taken care of by Love Pup. They do amazing work, and they're so supportive of other shelters, which I love about them. And they will do anything and everything to help people keep their dogs in their homes before they have to rehome, which is also really incredible. They'll They'll help with medical bills, training, whatever people need, because they understand that sometimes you just need a little bit of help and they want to be there to help you, because giving up a pet is a really difficult decision, obviously. Good job, guys.
Amen. Yes. I love that you do that work. So, yeah. And then I think you had another one that you wanted to share with us.
There is also dogrescuespot.com, and this was started by the founder of Love Pup as a way to bring shelters together and help people find places if you're interested in fostering, adopting, just volunteering in general. It's a nationwide database of shelters, so it's a really incredible thing. If you're not in the Phoenix area and can't work with Love Pup, there are hundreds of shelters that need you, want you, and you can make a better life for dogs in a really easy way.
That's beautiful, Steph. As you know, Stephanie, on this show, we love giving blessings and gratitude. Is there somebody in the world you'd love to give blessing or gratitude to today?
Oh gosh, well, the obvious one is my parents and my family. They've always been really supportive of my crazy endeavors. Grew up in a very dog-loving family, and that was amazing. And
I understand you've been in love with dogs since you were 7 years old.
Yes, that was our first family dog, and I just adored her. I wanted to be her, and that was my inspiration to learn as much as I could about dog behavior and do what I can to make a better place, a better life for dogs.
That is beautiful. Is there more? I'm sorry, I stepped on your line there. Is there more that you wanted to say? Are you good there?
Oh, well, I also just want to give a general gratitude blessing to people in the world that are being kind right now. It's a crazy time, and it's just really cool to see people putting notes on Facebook if you need supplies or a run to Costco. Everyone's so willing to help everybody, and I love that. So thank you to all those people.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, Stefanie Strackbein, you're a real professional rolling today. Thank you very much. I look forward to having you when we don't have so many glitches. Thanks again, Stephanie.
That'd be fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, Steph.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye, Steph. Well, what a great sport Stephanie was.
And when I talked to her earlier in the week, she said something that I didn't even really think about.
What's that?
Oh, that our dogs live boring lives. And it's like I never really thought about it. It's like my dogs are here in their beds in my office all day long. And then they get up, we have dinner, and then we sit and watch TV and read at night, and they're laying on a couch. So it's like I really want to start doing more enrichment type stuff with them and give them games so they're not, being bored and eating baby food out of the cupboard. So that's something I really want to start doing. Is I really want to start enriching their lives.
Yeah, well said. Yeah. Well, we love your guys' comments. See here, Kareem again from Scotland. Great to see you again, Kareem Zakaria. And then let's see. Oh, Chris answered the question I had before. How many sports?
Wow.
2 dog sports and 5 obstacles. Okay. All right, Chris. That's a big one. Big challenge for us. Let's see. You guys, as you know, we really love gratitude on this show. And is there anybody else who you folks would love to give some gratitude to at this time? Robbie, who are you giving gratitude to today or blessing to today?
I have to say, I want to give gratitude and blessing to people that work at shelters. I know that I never could because I don't have a house big enough to bring all of them home. I probably wouldn't bring home dogs, but we would have a lot more cats because I could not walk away from cats. But yeah, it's like I give a real shout out and gratitude to people that, you know, devote so much of their lives to caring for these animals until they find forever homes.
Oh, beautifully said.
I am not cut out for that. I'd have too many pets.
Well, Robbie, my gratitude today is for you. Thank you. In the midst of all these glitches, oh my goodness, what chaos! And you, my friend. Let's see here. We, of course, really appreciate all of you bearing with today's glitches. Big hugs and gratitude to you. Hey, Spider, you want to come over here for your closing hug?
Larry, before we go, who's our guest tomorrow?
Oh, our guest tomorrow is Max Chauvin from Nova Scotia. We're together in heroic public speaking, a phenomenal public speaker and public servant.
Oh, wow.
Who been running the Zatzman Sports Complex there, and of course they're shut down during COVID. So yes, Max will be us there tomorrow. Hey, Spider, one last hug. Come on, buddy. Come on, big hug. All right, dog hugs to you guys. Come on, all the way up, buddy, or not. All right, all right.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.